And welcome back to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the governor's controversial proposal to revamp school funding in the state of California. My guest is Al Muratsuchi, who is a member of the State Assembly from Torrance, and also a member of the Budget Subcommittee on Education Funding. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
So this is an issue that really pits urban legislators against suburban legislators, because what the governor wants to do is funnel some more money in those districts that have greater challenges, more English language learners, for example.
Yeah, it's the fundamental problem with the governor's proposal is that it doesn't recognize that all school districts have been hit hard by the state budget cuts in the last 5 years. And so, my goal is to increase the base funding for all school districts, so rather than the governor's proposal to create winners and losers among school districts.
Now, if I understand correctly, his proposal doesn't take away money from the suburban school districts, for example, but just sort of adds to the urban school districts, or those districts in low socioeconomic environments that need some assistance.
Well, he's saying that he's going to give more money than what they currently receive, but it's only more money than the lowest point in funding that we've been at in the last 5 years, where most school districts on average have been cut by about 25% in the past 5 years. And so we need to, those cuts have hit all districts, including districts in my South Bay area. Torrance, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Palos Verdes have all been hit by these state budget cuts. All of their class sizes have dramatically increased. Teachers have been laid off, art, music programs, counselors. I mean, so many cuts across the board. And so we need to focus first on bringing that base funding up for all districts.
So reinvest in all districts, try to bring up the funding so you can reduce class size if possible, bring back some more teachers in your district and the other suburban districts. Yeah. And then on top of that, would you be willing to see some extra money go to those districts that have greater challenges?
I mean, conceptually, the governor's proposal, makes sense that there are student populations that need greater resources. But again, all districts are hurting, and so we need to get back to where we were before the Great Recession, when we started all these devastating cuts.
The governor said during his State of the State in January, and I'm paraphrasing now, that equal education in unequal situations is not justice.
He did say that, but it's based on the false premise that only urban districts have been suffering. California is 49th in the nation in per pupil spending. Again, all districts have been cut by about 25%. All districts have seen these class size increases. So, yes, I do support, additional resources for the at-risk student populations, but we need to have that as a basic matter of fairness, we need to have that base funding increased for all districts.
Another component of the governor's plan is more local control, fewer categorical mandatory spending, and more flexibility on the local level. You're a former school board member. You like that?
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, there are aspects of the governor's proposal that make sense. Local school districts are closest and in touch with their local needs, rather than having Sacramento trying to impose a one-size-fits-all approach. But again, the overall problem is that all districts are hurting, and we need to increase that base funding.
All right. Well, Al Muratsuchi of Torrance, thanks very much for coming by and talking about this important issue. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. Have a great day.